So I'm going to do a countdown. Ready? 1, 3. Oh, wait. I count down. Count down. So 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the WIUPodcast. Today, we don't have Steve. Steve's not here today. Just going to go ahead and preface that. He's been here every single time. He's dearly missed.
He's finally gone.
Yep, we finally got rid of him.
I get to look at Eric sitting in the Steve corner.
Do you like it?
I do like it.
I'm really glad.
You can also see Eric sitting in the Steve corner on our webcam.
That's true. If you all go to www.wiupfm.org/webcam, what you'll get is a blank page because we don't have a webcam.
Yeah, basically. So, we're going to go around and introduce everyone because we have someone new today.
Hey, everybody.
We'll go this. I don't know. I want to go around so that we can end on you.
Right, left.
Yeah.
Best for last.
Yeah, well, the worst for last in this case.
Oh.
I'm Walker Ford, a.k.a. DJ Dynamite. I am Progression 6 to 8 on Fridays.
Logan Barrier, DJ TK, BPM Tuesday nights, 8 to 10.
DJ Dixon Ticonderoga, a.k.a. Eric Axton, Monday morning mix from 8 to 10, and also host and producer of Local Limelight, Wednesdays at 9, provided we're not interrupted by sports coverage.
I am Jordan. I don't have a DJ name yet, but I do afternoon archives on Tuesdays, 12 to 2. Check it out.
Yeah. So you're new on the podcast.
I am new.
You're new.
This is my first time being here, replacing Steve. So I've.
Yep. So you want to tell
role
us
to
a little
fill.
about yourself today?
Well,
That's about all the time we have for that. What is the first thing we have to talk about today?
All right. Well, number one on my list, we have the fact that it was the 40th anniversary of Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti. That was on Tuesday, right? That was yesterday.
That was true.
It
Yeah.
was yesterday, yeah.
Yes. All right. Album came out in November. When was it?
1975, I think.
1975. Yes. It's a
That was
double
it.
album.
2015 minus 40 years.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it is 1975.
No, that would be 70. You're right. I don't
It
know
is
how to count.
2015.
This is why I'm a comm
Multiples of
major.
five.
Walker and I are both very stupid. So yeah, it's a double album. Basically, they had the classic dilemma back in the days of classic rock where they have too much material for one album but not enough for a double album. So what they did was they took songs that were left over from the previous 5 albums that they did and used that to fill the empty spaces. It has such classics like Houses of the Holy, Kashmir, In My Time of Dying, just to name a few.
I like Kashmir.
It's
It's a good
crazy to me that Led Zeppelin is just at least 40 years old.
Yeah.
Is
At
it
this
that
point.
crazy, though?
Well, I've known them for my entire lifespan, kind of like The Simpsons having been on TV my entire life.
Yeah, but I figured it was just a thing that's taken at this point that, oh, yeah, it's an old band. They tend to be old.
I know, but 40
In other words,
years,
what he's saying is that it's remarkable that they're still so relevant today, having been around for so long. Is that
Well,
what
they're
you're getting
classic.
at?
yeah. If
Yeah.
it was a person, they would have a few children by now and getting really close to AARP benefits at certain
Well,
venues.
you could say they do have children
They
because
do.
probably plenty of people, they probably have tons of children because people
Yeah,
list
legitimate
them
children just-
as their influence. So it's inspired.
Well, actually, speaking of children of Led Zeppelin, when they reunited in 2007, Jason Bonham, son of the deceased John Bonham, played drums for them. Just thought I'd throw that in there
Aw.
since we're on the topic.
of children and Led Zeppelin.
Of children and Led Zeppelin, yes.
Those two usually go hand in hand. Was it I know that didn't happen because this is kind of relevant but also not relevant at all. Jimmy Fallon does a really good Neil Young impression. And so, because I'm only thinking of it because I'm only
Okay.
thinking of it because we were watching the videos last night, and then Crosby, Stills, and Nash came out, and Jimmy Fallon filled in as Neil Young for Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. But then they asked him to tour with him, and he said no, he wouldn't do it. I guess. I don't know. I thought it was relevant.
No, it's interesting.
Like filling in for people in old
Artists
bands who aren't
who
there.
can be replaced by other people
Yeah,
who aren't them.
yeah. I mean, Neil Young's not dead, but he's not there for Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young, I guess.
Right. But anyways, part of the reason why we're mentioning the 40th anniversary of Physical Graffiti. Other than that, it's a very remarkable album by a very remarkable band. The special edition was released as a part of the Led Zeppelin reissuing campaign. It started the middle of last summer. Led Zeppelin 1 through 3 were released, remastered. You could also get an edition that has the remastered album and outtakes, like instrumental versions of songs, alternate takes, alternate mixes. And then if you really have a ton of money to spend to buy an album you probably already have a copy of, you can get the special edition CD, the vinyl, and another vinyl disc with all the outtakes. So the Physical Graffiti edition of this is available, remastered, different versions of all that good jazz. Yeah, and Led Zeppelin has kind of been long overdue for a proper reissuing campaign. Pink Floyd had their last one in 2011. The Genesis stuff, they did all that in 2007. The Beatles in 2009.
Oh, yeah.
Yes has had several reissuing things because that band desperately needs money. That's why they still tour.
I don't think the Beatles needed money when they did it.
Yeah.
I remember when that happened. That was so cool. I totally forgot about that.
Yep.
They had like all the new like CD cases. I got like 3 of them. I don't remember which ones I got. They were nice. They were really good.
They are. They a lot of cool artwork, a lot of good essays in the linear notes. They sound better, sound a little less thin.
Yeah.
Got the poster.
But sometimes those remastering things can go really badly.
Really? In what way?
Dave Matthews Band Under the Table and Dreaming was remastered, and it was the biggest piece of crap ever released ever. It was absolutely terrible. Whoever went back and redid everything, they took stuff out. They took out one of Leroy Moore's solos in one of the songs. Why would you do that?
Do you know who did the remastering and remixing for that?
I don't know, but I should find out so that I can avoid him at all costs.
Yeah.
Logan, that was unprofessional.
Excuse me.
What would be really interesting is to hear some Led Zeppelin in surround sound stereo mixes. I have 2 ALP albums, a Genesis album and Yes album in surround sound, and it's interesting. If anyone has a chance to hear an album that they like and know inside and out in surround sound, I would highly recommend doing it. It's quite an experience.
Speaking of old artists and old performers, switch over a bit to Firefly Festival. It's been officially announced. We kind of knew for a while. It was really suspected that this would happen, but Paul McCartney. Let's talk about that.
I'm
That's
pretty excited.
Interesting.
As I was walking over here, I was in the library. Right when I walked out the door, my dad texted me, "Hey, did you hear Paul McCartney's playing at Firefly?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go talk about that."
Hey.
All right.
Am I the only person here who's really not interested in going to that? Not because I don't like Paul McCartney or any of the artists there. I just don't like going to...
It's so much fun. It's an experience. It's like you're camping with all these people and you meet friends with your neighbors and you...
I mean, yeah.
Surrounded by good music, good people. It's...
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but I mean, you got to think. I'm in a tiny little closet in the basement of a building because I chose a place where I could put myself where there's not other people because I don't like people.
I mean, you're in a room with 3 other people.
Yeah, but that's only 3 as opposed to how many would be at a show.
That's true.
Well, okay,
I mean, it's not for everybody,
specifically
but
a
if
show.
you enjoy music festivals, Firefly is definitely a great one.
Too much going on.
I think he's not necessarily... I don't know. I don't think he'd be a particularly interesting artist. That I was a little bit surprised that he was announced as the headliner. I mean, I think it was the year before or 2 years ago that it was like the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That was a great set.
Yeah, that
too.
might have been... Yeah, that was the first or second year.
Yeah. That's like a group to headline.
Yeah.
And kind of wrap up a multi-day festival.
I think that the way that they might, now that you mentioned that, I think the way that they may decide who headlines is kind of like a status thing maybe, like, because he's Paul McCartney and he's been, like making tons of money selling great music since, 1964. So
He just, put himself out as available for headlining a festival.
yeah.
Firefly was like, we'll take you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's Paul McCartney.
Well, he's been really been coming back in the media lately. Like he did that song with Kanye and I forget who else, but
He
at the
did,
Grammys.
yeah.
And then
With Rihanna, I think.
yeah, he played guitar for them. I don't think he sang. I didn't really hear the whole
He wrote
thing,
it.
but
That's definitely very McCartney sounding,
very, yeah.
riff
He
and
came
chord
back,
progression.
and then there was the whole thing on Twitter about people who were like, "Who is Paul McCartney?"
Yeah, they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's
"Yo,
gonna make it really
Kanye's
big now
gonna
that he's with Kanye.
Yeah, Kanye's gonna make Paul McCartney famous.
And he did that surprise show Valentine's Day in New York City. I think
He
it was
did.
Madison Square Garden.
He
Didn't he
also
just-
had a new album out
Oh.
at the tail end of 2013 called New.
You just beat me to that. I was about to say that, man.
Oh,
You read
sorry.
my mind. That's why
I did.
It was pretty good. I listened to it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I mean-
There aren't very many artists who can like stay relevant and still make like good music. I really enjoyed the lead single from it, which was called New.
Yeah. But then there's not many artists that are Paul McCartney and have the same
That's true.
pedigree that
That's
that
true.
name has.
Yeah.
Not everyone was in the Beatles.
That's really gonna like bring a lot of people to Firefly. Like that's gonna put that on the map. Like you're gonna hear Firefly, Bonnaroo, like
I mean,
Coachella, all the
Yeah, I
festivals.
mean, I'm thinking of just getting a one-day pass, getting there
oh
like
for sure.
a
Yeah.
couple hours before his set, and being really close up to Paul McCartney. I
You get to see
I
one of
think
the
it's worth
Beatles
it.
like in front of you.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly,
holy shit,
and
that's-
like he's what, like in his 70s now.
I think so. Yeah.
Like if I have an opportunity to be that like up
That
close,
close to like a Beatle. an
yeah,
original
with a
Beatle,
bunch of
wow.
other people who are like crazy about his material. I mean, I'm gonna do it. I
Yeah,
think it's worth it.
I'm definitely trying to go for 4 days. I mean, hopefully.
Where is Firefly? Is it New?
Dover Downs, Delaware.
It is in
Delaware.
the Dover City Speedway
Delaware.
in Delaware.
Is that the only thing that's in Delaware?
Pretty much.
Is Firefly?
There's a couple beaches.
I think there's a university.
Really?
University
I
of
don't know,
Delaware.
probably. Yeah.
It's the first state.
Is it?
Delaware was the first state.
I thought like Virginia was or something. I don't
No.
know.
Delaware was the first state. Pennsylvania was the second. Hawaii was the 49th, and Alaska was the 50th.
Wow, you skipped a couple there.
Yeah, that's all I know. So, no,
You don't-
I think like Arizona might have been the 48th, or
The more you know.
like New Mexico might be the 47th, something
Or
like
Texas. Texas was later on, wasn't it?
that. Texas was like around the Civil War
Oh.
because it was its own country for a little while, and then we're like, nope.
Oh. This is a history podcast now.
Yes.
Then you did this on my show one time. We started talking
we did.
about
We talked about
the
the Ottoman
Empire.
Empire and how they existed somehow for like 800 years as like a consistent like monarchy.
And we're doing it again.
We are.
This is happening. What's happening next? We need to stop talking about history.
Let's talk about border changes made to Eastern Europe after
Ooh,
the
that
First and
sounds
Second
good.
World Wars.
That's
Yeah.
Here, I found something that wasn't necessarily on our list, but we could fill time with it a little bit.
Okay.
About Bob Marley's estate finally getting companies to stop using his image without their permission.
Really?
And now they're going to make major royalties.
Oh.
Huh.
They're already gonna make so much money because Marley Natural is the first marijuana company to, I think, like just be in the United States, like the first like manufacturing company.
The
Huh.
company, apparently the company that controls the licensing image, called 56 Hope Road Music, has sued. There was some major company back in like 2009 that made a ton of T-shirts for really big chains like Target and Walmart with Bob Marley on it, just totally without any kind of permission or like any form of even asking if they could do this. They just did it.
Yeah.
And they took him to court and sued him and just got like a few million. And then since then, they've been trying to be able to like completely control the likeness to his image, which just
Huh.
makes me think of the Bob Marley poster we have over
In
in
the
the
station,
station,
yeah.
wondering if it's like officially sanctioned by the Marley estate.
So is this just a few places that have been doing this, or is this like almost any picture of Bob Marley that isn't from like something related to his estate that like has been doing this?
Like if people want, well, if official legal companies, not really like backstreet bootleg T-shirt makers, but if
Well, yeah.
anyone official wants to use his image on something, they'll have to go to this 56th Street music company now
Huh.
for permission and
Wow.
pay them money for it.
Isn't there like a brand of like tea or something that's Bob Marley tea?
There probably, yes, there is.
Yeah.
That's right, there is.
Wow.
They'll probably have to start paying them money now or lose their rights.
Or just like slightly changed a picture and change his name to Marley Roberts or something like that.
Yeah, it's
Maybe give him
mob-
a slight
Cut
haircut.
gnarly.
Yeah.
Mob
So,
Marley.
I don't know. I guess that's good for them.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, you see his image everywhere. You
like
see a
there's,
ton of
there's
T-shirts.
probably at least like a few hundred college dorms on this campus that have a picture of Bob
Oh,
Marley. I'm sure there is.
This radio station does.
Yeah, yeah. And just over in the other
I know, I
room where
do.
the station is, there's a picture of Bob.
Lame.
You're lame.
I hope we don't have to take it down.
Yeah.
Are they gonna come down and bust down the doors?
Yes,
Yeah.
the Bob. There's gonna be a bunch of like guys with dreadlocks, like just kicking in the door and like seizing anything the
Rastafarians.
station has related to Bob Marley.
They're wearing suits, but their tie has like weed leaves on it,
Yeah, yeah.
or it's tie-dye, a tie-dye tie.
Well, no one would have found out except for the fact that we just talked about this on the podcast.
We
Well,
were
well,
safe.
So
We were
if
safe.
anyone from the estate listens, we will totally take it down.
Also, WIPFM DJs and members of the station, just be careful. Like, don't get hurt when Bob Marley Secret Police come and like interrupt your show.
If you see a man in a suit with dreadlocks, be wary.
Just hand them the poster. It'll probably be fine.
There's an entire Bob Marley police force. I kind of want that to actually be a thing, though.
The Bob Marley Police Force.
Like, outside of being a musician, Bob Marley had, like, this entire secret organization.
He was like the chief of police on like
Just a cult of
some
followers.
island in the Caribbean. He was like head of the police force for some town.
He has some sort of technology where every image of him he can see from, so he's not actually dead.
That's another.
And so that's why Bob Marley pictures are everywhere.
That's a pretty good superpower to have, wouldn't you say?
That would be a pretty good superpower.
Yeah.
Not one of the horrible superpowers we've come up with in the past. That's a conversation for another time. What do we have next?
Horrible super.
All right. Next on the list I have over here is Childish Gambino.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Donald Glover, who, if you don't know him as Childish Gambino, the rapper, you might know him as Troy from the NBC show Community.
Hey, ooh, shout out. Also, new season comes out in 3 weeks. Boo
I
on
didn't actually
Yahoo.
know that. Yeah, but he is an actor and he's written for a few shows and he's a comic, but he's also done some rap music under the handle Childish Gambino. He somewhat recently, past 7 or 8 months, released his sophomore album, which was called Beyond the Internet, and it's a really fantastic album. And I think it's kind of interesting that he doesn't necessarily say he's retiring from music, just that he's ending Childish Gambino.
Okay.
So he could be back for more
So it's sort of like
as someone else.
Yeah, he may do other projects under a different name, or
Yeah.
maybe like do collaborations with people, or maybe producing.
ooh,
I could see him like producing
that'd be cool.
other rappers.
If you haven't listened to it, though, I definitely recommend checking out the freshman album. I don't remember what it was called.
I think it was Because the Internet.
That was his newest one.
There's
I don't
no-
remember
okay,
what
never
his one
mind.
before it was. It was might have been Camp.
Okay.
But it was all right. He was still trying to like figure out what he wanted to do with his rap game. But Beyond the Internet, he really got it locked down.
I've seen him live from quite a distance at Firefly.
Yeah, speaking of Firefly, he was a great set there.
Yeah, because I left the stage he was playing at to see Fantagram. Then I came back. My friend was way up, and I was just watching from a distance. He was good. He really knew how to control, like interact and control a crowd, and get people hyped up. It was a great performance.
Yeah, I would never been a huge fan of Childish Gambino. I'm not saying that he's not good or anything. I have every bit of respect for him and what he does, but
It's just not the kind of music you listen to.
like I listen to it. Like everyone I know likes Childish Gambino. I can't get into it. I don't know what it is. Just something
alright.
about it just doesn't work for me.
I mean, there is a new law being passed that if you don't like Childish Gambino, then the government has the right to make your life as difficult to live as possible.
Ah.
So I'd be wary of that, but
Maybe that's why he's stepping down.
that might be why. Yeah, he's probably like, hey, that's not really cool.
Well, good on him. Good on
Yeah.
him.
He has to make a statement.
Everyone, give a clap for
A clap
Childish
for the
Gambino.
man who was known as Childish Gambino.
He's gonna come back again and pull a Prince thing, or just formerly known as Childish Gambino and just continue doing whatever he does.
For those of you watching on the webcam right now, you might be able to see those dumb TV people are just kind of standing around in the hallway,
Just making noise.
Yeah,
just doing what TV people do.
What show's filming right now?
I think it was press
I have
start
no
just a
clue.
couple minutes ago. The
Really?
video gaming one. Yeah, because I saw the dude in there from the Magic Shop. Apparently they do a tabletop thing now, or they're trying to do.
They have a cool set though. They
Yeah,
have
it
a
was
great
alright.
set.
I don't think I've ever watched IUPTV.
Noel was on that show. That's what I remember.
I saw. Do you remember we saw our audio professor on the?
Oh yeah, he was on the little TV.
Yeah.
He was playing those drums. He was rocking out.
He was playing a drum kit?
Did you know? You saw it.
Yeah,
You were looking at the same screen I was.
I must have not seen that because I was looking at like he was just
What should
sitting
we do?
behind the green screen.
I wouldn't do that. What do you want to do?
Whatever, it's probably fine.
Should I click it?
Something just came up on
Quarantine
the. What does
Quarantine
it
it?
say?
It says
We got malware on the computer.
Just click the little red X out of it.
Just quarantine it.
there was no red X. The red X was
Okay,
blurred
we'll
out.
probably-
Oh,
We'll probably be fine.
for those of you watching on our webcam, just watch it and you'll know what we're talking
It's
about.
the Bob Marley police trying to hack into the system.
It is.
They're
That's
here.
who it is. This is the Bob Marley.
They're checking our wallpaper, making sure it's not a picture of Bob.
Yeah.
Checking through the entire system.
Again,
Is that going to
that's-
come up again? Mr. Computer Major here?
I don't know. If it comes up, just hit quarantine.
We can't just hit quarantine forever. Eventually, we're going to have to face this threat.
No, it's fine.
All right. So,
Alright.
anyways, anything else on Childish Gambino?
Childish Gambino is ending. We will see what happens from here. Maybe he'll come back to it eventually. Maybe he'll start something else, like a smooth R&B artist.
That would be cool.
I'm going to try and fill in the spot of Steve here real quick and ask a question. What would you like for him to do now?
If you've seen, you can check out his stand-up special. Is on Netflix right now. His stand-up special is super, super funny. It'd be cool if he went back to some comedy for a while, because he hasn't done any for a bit. He kind of did it between, he wrote for 30 Rock for a while, and then he went eventually to Community, but between that he did some comedy. So it'd be cool if he went back to that for a while. I don't know. I liked him as a rapper. I think it'd be cool if he came back in some other form and started doing it again. He was okay on Community.
I liked him on Community.
He was
I
alright.
was so sad when he left. That was such an emotional episode. Wait, was that the same one? Which episode did he leave on? Was that the one where Pierce died? Spoiler alert, sorry.
No.
It was right
No.
around that time, though, because he got...
It was after that, though, I think.
Yeah, and maybe it was like the episode after, because he got willed the yacht. The yacht, which was called Childish Tycoon. Hey. And then he's coming back in the next season. I'm calling it now. I'm calling it now.
Maybe
He's
that's
coming
why
back.
he's stepping off his rap game.
Ooh,
Exactly.
Maybe.
Make a return.
Maybe.
6 seasons in a movie. I've theorized that the movie, because the boat crashed. It was in a news report on the show. So the boat crashed. So maybe the movie will be them going to try and find Troy.
There was a thing on Twitter for a while, even Stan Lee got into it, about having Donald Glover play the role of Miles Morales, the black/Hispanic Spider-Man alternative to Peter Parker.
What, like in the new Marvel? Now that he's in Marvel?
Just in
or just in general?
just in an appearance.
You never know. He might be in the new one. I mean, Spider-Man's in Marvel. He's slated to... I mean, they didn't say what movie, but they pretty much give a date, and he's going to be in Civil War. So...
Maybe that's why he's stepping out of the rap game. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, there's so many exciting possibilities. I'm so excited.
This got a lot more interesting than it was before. All right.
Speaking of interesting, let's move over to Walker's Corner.
Oh, is that it?
Uh,
Oh, is it my
yeah.
turn? Yes.
Da-da.
My computer shut off. Give me a second.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Okay.
Kill time.
While we're killing time, what is your song of the week?
What? We did it at the end.
What are
We
you
can't just
into?
throw this out.
Well,
I'm not
Well,
prepared
I'm
for
ready
that.
now. I'm ready now. So we're going to wait.
Okay, never mind. We'll come back to that later.
Kanye's making a video game.
What can't Kanye do?
Obviously
nothing.
A clothing line and a video
respectful.
game and music.
So the article, I don't know if it's time. He says it's based on his recent single, which was called Only One, which is the one with Paul McCartney.
Oh.
And he says the video game is a tribute to his mother.
I read you're playing as her and like trying to get into heaven.
Oh my god.
Wha-
I can't.
So
I-
we'll see. It's probably going to be a mobile game.
Aw.
Freemium.
Probably. But what? Like, of all the things you could do to dedicate to your mother, a video game?
He already wrote an entire album for her, pretty much. 808s and Heartbreak. He wrote like a lot for her.
Yeah, but a video game? Like, that all
I don't
makes
know.
sense.
Where do you step up to giving your mom something after like a platinum album? Like, where do you go from there?
Well, not a video game.
I mean,
You already gave her a platinum album.
Is Kanye like into video games? That could be like he's just merging like love like for his mother with something that like is important to him. You know what I mean?
Oh, wait, hang on.
Oh. Did we just spread blasphemous lies about Kanye West on air?
So that part where you said it might be his mother trying to get to heaven,
Yes.
that might actually be it.
Like, I wasn't just making that up. I saw that somewhere online.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He read the article
I
before
didn't
coming in.
read the article until just now, or I skipped this part. What?
That was how I saw it, like, labeled online, was Kanye makes game about mother going to heaven.
What? But
I mean, at least it's not about her going to hell. I mean, that's at least on a
is
positive
that how
note.
you is that how you get a game over? Is your mother she falls off and goes to hell? Like what?
So
I mean, it's Kanye, but even this is like, this doesn't make it. This is dumb.
Do you think it's like disrespectful?
It's just
to his mother?
stupid. I don't want to play a game about my mom going to heaven.
but people are gonna play it because it's Kanye West.
I mean, obviously they played the Kim Kardashian game.
Kim Kardashian has a game.
Yeah, she had a
Wait,
mobile
really?
game,
What?
and it was apparently very
what the
successful.
hell is it? Like, what do you do?
It's like you're trying to become a fashion designer or something. I watched someone play it on YouTube, and all they did was
Sure.
just try and make fun of it. But it was
you
the
watch
biggest
someone
piece of
play it on YouTube.
yeah. I played it on YouTube. It was a piece of crap. It was the worst. It's just all right. We're done with this. I can't go.
Okay,
on.
Walker's gonna like throw a fit and break everything in
Yeah.
the room if we continue
All right,
to speak
next.
of this.
A Swedish man is getting disability benefits for being addicted to heavy metal.
Ooh.
Roger Tolgren attended over 300 gigs last year.
I saw that,
Wow.
and he said he couldn't keep a job
Exactly.
or any form of steady payment because he was going to so many shows.
He said he
Wow.
went in the last year. He consulted 3 psychologists to testify his addiction to the Devil's Rock. Is what this? Wow. Okay.
That makes me think of the Adult Swim show Metalocalypse. Like, that seems like the plot for an episode.
I haven't seen that show. I've heard nothing but great things about it, though.
It's horrifyingly fantastic.
All right.
Like, here's something he
Horrifyingly
said.
fantastic. Check it out.
I've been trying for 10 years to get this classified as a handicap. I spoke to 3 psychologists, and they finally agreed that I needed this to avoid being discriminated against.
Wait,
I'm waiting.
so his handicap means people won't discriminate against him? His handicap of going to heavy metal shows?
I mean,
Yes.
Like, people see him as this big Satan-worshipping badass and, like, leave him alone.
I don't know. This is.
Like, the government pays him for it.
He says his brother hooked him up, I guess. He played him a Black Sabbath album when he was a toddler, and he was hooked since then.
Like, I understand if you get like benefits for liking country music or being addicted to that, but metal, I mean, at least that's like a good form of music.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little better than country music. That's a legitimate issue.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Hey, listen,
But-
don't discriminate.
You wouldn't get those heavy metal benefits in the U.S., but Sweden,
yeah.
you would definitely get them.
Only
yeah.
in like a Scandinavian country. Yeah, would you?
It's the
Like,
Devil's
they
Rock,
sympathize
guys.
with them. They're like, yeah, all right, you
Like,
can have
oh,
money.
Yeah, we understand. I don't know.
Is that your Swedish
what sound
accent?
like.
This is turning racist real quick.
Swedish meatballs.
While we're talking about other
Those are
countries, Chris Brown was refused entry into Canada, and he has to cancel his Toronto and Montreal shows.
I think this was Drake's doing.
Was it?
A secret feud in the hip-hop world.
He tweeted about it. He said, "The good people of the Canadian government wouldn't allow me entry. I'll be back this summer, and we'll hopefully see all my Canadian fans."
Do we know,
Hopefully he
is
didn't
there
get-
any news why?
I know. He deleted that tweet, actually. So does he think, like, is he just like, why wasn't he allowed in Canada?
I don't even know where to begin speculating about that.
Probably tried to beat one of the,
Oh.
security guards around.
Probably something in... I don't know, he probably just didn't have forms right or something.
But then,
I doubt it was any kind of major issue, or it'd be a bigger article like he was banned from ever entering Canada.
but here's the thing, too. If it's something they could have... It had to have been something that they could have seen coming from a little bit away, right?
If he had tours like scheduled. Or,
Yeah, like
shows.
shouldn't the people who schedule his tour should have
I-
made sure that this was not going to be a problem?
I don't know how to talk about this. Like, it's someone who's relatively popular being denied entry to a country. Like, this isn't something that regularly happens.
No, but it's
Paul
it,
McCartney's
because
allowed to play in Japan.
he's
Yeah.
not.
He's
Or wait,
not.
he is.
No, he's
He's
not.
not.
allowed.
He's not.
Why not?
Because sometime in like the early 80s or late 70s, he was caught at a checkpoint with marijuana.
Oh, nice.
And they're like, hey, don't come back again. He was like, whatever. I'm
Aw.
Paul McCartney. I don't care.
Poor
But he's
Japan.
Japan anyway.
But all right. I I feel like it's someone's job to make sure this doesn't happen.
Well, someone probably got fired
Well, yeah,
because this did happen.
but it did. I don't know. It bothers me. I like having things bother me.
Dude.
Next, and what did we call my corner?
Walker's
It's
Corner.
Walker's Corner.
Oh, I thought we called it something special. The They Might Be Giants were playing in Australia,
Well, yeah.
and they released a live version of their album Flood. They just released it for download. I downloaded it today, and I listened to it, and it was very good. Very much enjoy that album and They Might Be Giants as a whole.
It's cool that they do that for their fans.
Here's the best thing about it. The track listing is, they played everything in order, but they played the album backwards because they were in Australia.
I've actually seen a band do that. I saw Yes over the summer. They played Close to the Edge, but instead of playing it Close to the Edge and You and I, Siberian Khatru, they did it Siberian Khatru and You and I, Close to the Edge. And
Were
it
they
was
in
very
Australia?
interesting. They weren't. It was at the Tower Theatre in Upper Darby.
Yeah, see? That's awesome. Everyone should do that. They should, if you go to Australia to play a show, write your set list elsewhere and then play it backwards.
You should also play the songs, but you should just play. You should have the vinyl of the album and have that turning in reverse.
Yeah.
And have that just go over the PA, and then have
For like 2 hours.
And the band's there. They're just sitting in chairs.
Well, no, like first the band comes on and they say thank you. We had a great time playing. Good night. Thanks for coming out. Then they leave, and then like the album plays backwards, and they come on and say, "Oh, we're gonna get the show started."
The
Thanks
show
for
ends up
coming out."
finishing with the openers.
Yes, yes. Then the openers come on and do
That's
their
what they do
Some
in
unknown
Australia.
local guy comes out and plays for 45 minutes, and that's the end of the show.
Yes, that's it.
Everyone's
And,
super upset.
I like the
Well, in
image.
Australia, they'd be used to that. I'm sure that's how they do
Being
it.
super upset.
Well, no, having their concerts backwards now.
No, that's
just
that-
constantly sad all the time.
What is
they
it
they just
backwards
accept it. Oh, whatever. Toilets flushed the wrong way. It's fine.
like those in concerts are the only two things that are different about Australia. Also, the fact that like almost everything on the continent can kill you and is left over from like prehistoric times.
Like drop bears.
I can't imagine.
What are those?
Rabid koalas fall out of trees onto
Oh.
people,
What?
but then they also have rabies.
Oh my
they
God.
give them rabies.
It's like double kill.
Like they
Jesus.
just lose the ability to be able to keep themselves up in a tree, so they just fall on you.
That's insane.
That's awesome, kind of. But
That's-
I'm never
except
going to
not.
Australia.
Little rabid bears falling out of trees.
But that, in certain areas, that would be a cool thing.
Of course, Walker's
Not
gonna
to
try
be
to
there.
find a way to find this as like a positive thing that happens. A rabid koala bear falling out of a tree and giving you rabies. There has to be.
But just
there
saying
has
that-
to
There's
be
always
a
a silver
bright
lining.
side
Just
to
saying
that.
that there is a killer koala falling out of a tree on people. That just sounds cool.
I mean, I guess
Not
it
for the
also
person that it
sounds,
fell on, but it
also
sounds
sounds
cool.
terrifying. Like
Yeah, I guess, but like
I guess it's terrifying.
I want a movie where instead of zombies, it's the koalas falling on people
They're
and
like
then
walking
turning.
through a forest through the whole movie.
Walker, do
Yes.
you also want to talk about how we've been having great weather recently?
Oh yeah, we have been having.
Yeah, it's been cold.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
been awful.
At least
Really,
it hasn't
really
been in
cool.
the negatives.
Yes,
no.
this
it's
week,
been in the
so-
positive double digits. Yeah.
Right, so we're
yeah. But the
definitely
last
about
couple
that.
days have been nice. What? 2 is a couple. So yeah, the last couple days have been very nice.
They actually
Today was
have
very
been
nice.
not too bad. It's been mild in that it's been like 30 degrees.
And I guess since we're on the topic of it, I just want it to be on record that it took me until today to slip on ice and fall on my ass.
Oh, are you okay?
I have been fine for the entire winter, and then today I let my guard down because stuff was melting, and I slipped
Never
and
let
fell
your
on my
guard down.
ass.
That's
You're
your first
full.
mistake.
I threw my phone out of my pocket, and if I didn't have my headphones on, it would have gone straight out into the street.
I'm still going
You're damn
strong
fool.
with slipping and falling on my ass.
Oh, well, good work.
Also, can I throw in one more thing?
Nope.
Okay, well, I'm going to anyways. I just found out a couple hours before coming here that it's the 32nd anniversary of Peter Gabriel's debut solo album.
Hey,
Robert Fripp from King Crimson played guitar on it under an alias. Yeah, it had Salisbury Hill and Here Comes a Flood. Those are the only songs that were famous
Oh.
off of it.
pretty good.
I like it. I think it's a good album. It's a little underrated. There's other really good songs on it. It's kind of all over the place, but I mean, yeah, he gets a little bit better at like his solo career craft.
That's good.
Yeah, so happy 32 years of Peter Gabriel 1.
Everything's being old right now.
How great is technology that I could just order pizza from Domino's to be ready for pickup after we're done with this?
Is
that
and I
what
go
you were
walk
just
back to
doing?
my
What a time to be
apartment.
alive.
I just looked over at your phone and saw you looking at pizza. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
are you just looking at
He
pictures
just
of
he
pizza?
just Googled. He just went to Google Images and typed in pizza, and he.
Like 10, 15 more minutes, and I'll just stop and pick it up on my way back to my apartment.
That's
It's
awesome. The future is
fantastic.
now, guys.
Well, soon they're gonna have drones that deliver that right to your house for you. So you just
Well,
press a
not
button and-
actually though, because
They should have drones that feed us pizza too. They just drop out of the sky like those koalas in the trees.
that would be good. But the FAA put out regulations on commercial drones, where like the drone always has to be within sight of someone, so someone always has to see it. One, and two, it can't fly over anyone.
Why is this?
I don't know, because they wanted to put regulations on the little drone things.
I mean, I don't think they did it because they want to. I think there's a reason why.
I feel like those could, I don't know, I feel like that could be more interpreted as they can only fly up to a certain altitude. Like,
Yeah,
I
but-
can't make it climb super high to get over choppy weather.
But
I have to
that-
keep it down.
Yeah.
But the way that's one thing, but then the way they've like phrased the rules so that they have to be followed that way, it makes it really hard for anyone. Like the Amazon thing, remember that? Where they had the little Amazon delivery. It makes that really, really, basically impossible to actually achieve.
That, I don't know, that was already easy though, because to have that, you had to live within like 30 minutes from an Amazon distribution center.
Yeah, but that's why they get plenty of Amazon distribution centers,
Well, a distribution center isn't like
or at least
it's not like a store. It's like an enormous gargantuan warehouse somewhere
yeah.
Yeah.
that like just has.
But then they can have some special ones that only have stuff that can be delivered from that little thing, like specific items, because it wasn't gonna be just every item, so only specific items. So like stuff that people would need in like a real crunch time. Like if we needed an XLR cable and we had none left, and we were like, we need one right now. I'm losing my mind.
And Radio Shack's closed.
Exactly.
Those are closing.
Radio Shack's closed. We can just order off one of those little robot things. Because they
or if
make
you're a
that
Prime
noise.
member, it'll just be at your place in 2 days, anyways.
Yeah, but what if you need it within the next hour?
I mean, there's no like shipping company or website that I know of that can get it to you in an hour.
Amazon Prime Instant or whatever they called the drone thing. That could have gotten it
Okay.
to you in 30
we do
minutes.
have a big enough budget that we could afford like the $200 delivery.
Exactly.
Half-hour delivery is fine.
See?
I'd rather wait a couple days.
That was the future. Or at least like order, like you said, pizzas. But no, can't now. Way
Anyways,
to ruin
yeah,
it.
drones and pizza and Amazon.
One more thing from my corner. There's a new Pee Wee Herman movie. It's called Pee Wee's Big Holiday. It's going to be on Netflix, and it is produced by Judd Apatow.
Jay-Z. Oh.
Judd Apatow. I am excited. I like Pee Wee Herman. Is anybody? I'm judging by the
The
silence.
other movie was cool. We
Pee
went
Wee's
to
Big
the Alamo.
Adventure?
Yeah, that
Pee Wee
was.
Herman
And he
before.
Yeah,
had the bike.
it's
I
a
haven't seen it in a while,
classic.
but yeah.
It's a classic movie.
I don't know if I would sit through another one, but yeah. I mean,
It's
sure.
on Netflix though. I mean, like if
I don't
you
have
have
anything
Netflix,
else to watch on Netflix.
I am
watched
so
about
excited
everything
for
else.
this.
you should be studying one night, and you're like, well, I could watch Pee Wee Herman.
Oh,
That is
I am
true.
watching
That's
Pee Wee Herman.
Here we
I am
go.
so excited for this. I am pumped.
I might do that. I have a really fun psych exam tomorrow.
So you're gonna watch Pee Wee's Big Holiday instead?
I might.
You could go watch Donald Glover's stand-up on Netflix.
I
Or you
It's
could
like
watch
an
Pee Wee's
hour.
Big Holiday. It doesn't come out till the holidays time, so you have time to get ready for it. I'm so excited. All right, that's all the stuff in my corner.
Cool. Can we do what I said before now?
Yep.
All right. Song of the week. What are you into currently?
Who's going
Who
first?
started?
I'll go first. Since I was the one who kind of pushed for talking about physical graffiti, which is it's my favorite Led Zeppelin album, and Led Zeppelin is one of my favorite bands. The song I chose to talk about is Boogie with Stu. It's a jam that the band did with a person named Ian Stewart. He was actually co-founder of the Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones had a piano player for a while,
Oh,
and it was this guy Ian Stewart, and they eventually dismissed him because they were like, we don't want a keyboardist, basically.
Like, we're the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, they're like, what are we doing with a keyboardist? Also, how are we gonna like lug a piano around? I don't know. Anyways, he was in the Rolling Stones, and then they kicked him out, but he still played for the Rolling Stones, and he was also their co-manager. No, yeah, he remained as their road manager and assistant. Anyways, yeah, Boogie with Stu. It's just kind of a really simple blues thing. John Paul Jones plays an acoustic guitar, not an acoustic bass. He plays guitar on it. Jimmy Page plays acoustic guitar. And, of course, Ian Stewart does a really great honky-tonk kind of piano thing. It's one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs. It's kind of like a rarity. I get not a rarity. It's
A rarity.
It's not a very known song. It's not very popular.
A B-side.
It kind of, yeah. It's one of those kind of like weird things a band does that's like not really. It doesn't really sound like them.
The B-sides are always the best songs, though.
I don't think they're always the best, but I do think that B-sides. There are some B-sides bands have that deserve attention.
I feel like all my favorite songs from bands are probably songs that could be considered that. Well, maybe not all of them.
Yeah.
Maybe like 2. I take back all of it. Nah, I'm done. I'm not
Anyways,
defending them anymore.
My name's been DJ Dixon Ticonderoga, and I've been talking about Boogie with Stu
What's
by
your
Led
name now?
Zeppelin, featuring Ian Stewart. What?
What's your name now? You said you were Dixon Ticonderoga. Here you now.
My name is DJ Dixon Ticonderoga, and I've been talking about Boogie with Stu by Led Zeppelin, featuring Ian Stewart. Is that better?
Nah, you were perfectly fine the first time.
Okay. Who's
Go ahead,
next?
Jordan.
All right. Well, recently I got my ticket for Electric Forest Festival this summer in Rothbury, Michigan. So I've been looking at all the bands I haven't heard from that lineup and listening to the music. And one song that I really like was Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros, if you've heard of them.
I am not.
Pretty good.
Nope.
The song That's What's Up.
That's
Pretty
what's
good.
up.
Check it out. That is what's up.
Is that song That's What's Up?
That's what's up. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yo, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, I've just been listening to just that whole lineup. I'll tell you some artists once I get my phone up. It's
Do it.
like Spangle, The String Cheese Incident, Cascade,
Ooh,
Skrillex.
I've heard of them. I was at someone's house, and I heard the String Changes, and I like it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
they're pretty good. They kind
continue.
of remind me of Grateful Dead, but
Never really listened to them.
oh, they're great. But you said
know.
Kind
Phantogram
of
earlier.
like String Cheese Incident.
Huh.
Wait. Did you say you haven't listened to the Grateful Dead? Is that what I just heard?
I've never sat down and have been like, all right, whatever Grateful Dead full album and listened to it.
Oh, but
I
you
know
know
who they
them.
are.
You know
Yeah,
them.
Of course I know who everyone
Okay.
knows who the Grateful Dead are.
I misheard in the way I heard it.
Continue. You've been interrupted.
No, that's
It's
okay.
like the law.
Well, you mentioned Phantogram earlier. You saw them at Firefly last
I
year.
did, yes.
I missed that 'cause I was at Gambino, but yeah, I'm excited to see them. They
Yeah.
did a free show in Philly 2 years ago at the Piazza that I saw them at.
Really?
With
So that-
Churches, yeah.
That had to have been when like no one knew who they were.
No, I didn't know who they were,
'Cause
but I
they've-
liked them.
Yeah, they've been around for way longer than what people know. Same with the Black Keys. They've been around since like the really early 2000s. They're coming up on like 13, 14, maybe 15 years of being a band.
Wow.
Yeah, I like their old stuff. Their old stuff is way more bluesy than the new stuff. The new stuff's really sort of pop.
Covered a Beatles song, She Said, She Said.
Really?
They do a version of it.
Nice.
Sorry, continue, Jordan.
That's all I was
That's
just
all?
naming bands from there. But yeah, check out the lineup and check out that song.
Maybe I will. Probably won't.
Well, you should.
My song of the week is from They Might Be Giants. And it is a song from Flood, but not from the album itself. I'm going to say the version of the song from the live show that they recently released. It was like live in Australia. I don't remember what they called it. The one that they played in Australia. The version of Particle Man. Does anybody like Particle Man?
I've never listened to They Might Be Giants.
Logan, you have.
I don't recognize it by name. I'm sure if I heard the song played right now, I'd recognize it.
Probably. Yeah, I'm not doing it. Particle. Oh, James here. Somebody bring him in here. No.
He just said
not-
he mouthed the word no and walked away.
Yeah, he
He
did.
saw Walker light up, and he was
yeah.
like, "Ooh, I
He was
gotta
like,
go."
oh, all right.
Time to-
I've been here too long already.
I bet he knows about Particle Man. We should have had him in here. But yeah,
Next time.
Particle Man, live from Australia. They Might Be Giants. Song of the week. Whatever. Go ahead, Logan.
Florence and the Machine has a new album coming out soon. They've released
That's right.
the first single from it, What Kind of Man. I've listened to it pretty obsessively so far through the past week. I heard it on Sirius, and I was like, ooh, that says it's Florence and the Machine. I'm going to go check that out. So I loaded it up on YouTube, and I've listened to it way more than I should have. It's really great. It's more... I don't think serious is really the term as compared to other Florence songs. I guess it's darker content. It's not really as light and airy and like happy poppy Florence, but it's
Hey.
more like dark and sad Florence. It's
Ooh.
really, really great though.
Did she go through a breakup?
Is she going through a thing right now?
Taylor Swift phase.
Yeah.
A
She's going through a thing with the machine.
Takeoff
Yeah,
Swiftler.
her and the machine have been having some rocky. They've been going down some rocky roads lately. It's been challenging for everyone.
I heard the
Yeah.
story
Her
about.
and the machine.
Yeah, no, for. I heard this about Florence and the Machine. I'm not sure if it's real or if it's true, but is it true that she was like drunk at a bar or she was like singing in the bathroom and that's how she got like the gig? Like someone heard her sing, it was like, wow, you're actually pretty good. Like, you could be in a band.
That is a thing that would happen in the music industry, so I'm just gonna go with my gut and say that did happen.
That's usually how I get a gig.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
And then,
That's all I
what she
gotta
was
do.
doing was she was pulling around a karaoke machine. Hey, this is a karaoke machine going, this is my machine.
This is my
Flora-
band. This is
I
my
have-
band.
I have fluorescent machine. Karaoke machine.
This is my band.
If
We
she
only
does a
perform
solo
together.
tour, she should do a solo tour where she actually has a machine.
Genesis kind of did that.
All right.
They had a
What kind of machine though? Like an iron lung?
No, just like a,
Just she's in an iron lung on
microwave.
stage trying to sing.
she just has kitchen appliances. Like, I'm Florence. This is the machines.
she can have the microwave that's in the
These are
station
machines-
that plays while it's open, or runs while it's open. They're
She just
probably giving
performs
us
with
all
a
cancer.
blender. Just has it turned on the entire time.
There's a band that does that. I forget who, but it's an artist or a band, and he has like a chainsaw or like a leaf blower or something that he like just has going while
I actually know what you're
he's
talking
going
about.
on.
Those
I
are
was
the kinds
talking
of people that I don't consider musicians. I consider them artists.
Well, no,
Like
like
Yoko Ono.
they play actual music, but they just have that integrated. I was talking about this with like my aunts and uncles' Christmas day at my grandparents' house. I forget what the name of the band or artist was. I think I also have a cousin who lives in California and does something similar. He's a drummer for a band, and they have like a
The
leaf
Still
blower.
Chainsaw Orchestra.
Yeah, something weird like that.
I saw a band the one time that had a drum set that was just made out of like random like bins and like bottles and stuff, just sitting on pipes.
The Blue Man Group.
Do you know who's
No,
trying to do
no,
that
someone
before?
else.
Make an album out of household like appliances and like things was Pink Floyd. They've tried like 3 times between making Piper at the Gates of Dawn and Dark Side of the Moon to like make an album with like assorted household items.
Like I said, that's not being a musician though. That's being an artist.
Yeah.
And being like, I can generate an album's worth of content by playing around on the various pots that are in my kitchen right now.
But you know what though? Some of it made it onto an album. The song "Shine On You Crazy Diamond" starts with that kind of like ethereal like synth or whatever. Hidden in it are the sounds of them wetting their fingers and going around in circle around the rim of a wine glass.
Yeah, but isn't that actually considered an instrument?
Not really. There's an instrument called a glass harp that does a very similar thing, but I
Like
don't,
I'm thinking of like the person who has like the giant spinning table and they have like all the different ones with different levels of water.
That
and they
doesn't
can-
make it an instrument though.
Yeah, but they can. It's technically that would be an instrument.
it can be because it can have pitch,
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
But like,
but there isn't an instrument called this that's just an assortment of wine glasses. To my knowledge, there may be.
I feel like there is.
I'm sure there is. People invent like weird, almost impractical instruments all the time.
so they can be seen as an artist and edgy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
The best instrument I've ever seen was someone took a ukulele, replaced the body of it with a toy piano, and then put a kazoo on the end of it, and they played all 3 at the same time.
I like
Wow.
it.
I think they did like a cover of like Journey songs and stuff. It was the greatest thing I'd ever
Bruce
heard.
Springsteen was into it. He's gonna start
Yeah.
doing it.
And
Like
does
the
anybody,
Swiss Army knife of instruments.
Yeah.
does anybody have anything else to say? Think about it. Think about it. This is your last chance.
Until you're on again.
Come on.
I want to say something about. I believe Russia's actually invading the Ukraine.
What?
No, I wanted to
Rush?
take it back to politics and
Did you say Rush
geography.
or Russia?
Russia. Yeah, the
I
band
wouldn't be
Rush.
surprised. Yes, the Rush.
Collectively.
The Rush, yeah.
We all know they've had it
Geddy
out for
Lee, Alex
Ukraine.
Lifeson, and Neil Peart are marching into
They're-
the Ukraine as we speak.
They're
wreaking
controlling.
havoc.
They're controlling the Kremlin in Moscow right now.
Attention, all
Pushing the tanks.
states of the Ukrainian Federation. We have assumed control. That's from 2112. If
Is it?
no one, yeah, at the end of 2112, there's a voice that says, "Attention, all planets of the Solar Federation. We have assumed control." No one got my joke.
No.
On to the next
I don't even
thing.
know what you're talking about
Sorry.
actually.
I'm talking
Ukraine's
about.
not a federation, no. Ukraine's a country.
Okay, again, it's a joke, Walker. I know there's no. Okay.
I have to take it seriously.
Yeah, I know you do.
You really need to rotate off next week.
Yeah, I know. Jordan's not going to be here next week.
As far as
She's
you know,
never
you
going
won't
to
be
be on
here.
again.
No, we're gonna bring her back next week.
Are we?
She's
Or
gonna
place
go to
you and
Dishes.
We're also gonna let everyone hold the microphones.
No, I don't like that because I like it when they're in the same place. See, now this is the end of the podcast, and all it is just going to be us complaining. It's going to be me
It's gonna be
complaining.
you complaining.
It's going to be me complaining.
All right, that's it. WIUPodcast, episode 4.
Now it's canceled.
Check you later.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.